بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا وسيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلله فلا هادي له أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله أوصيكم وإياي أولا بتقوى الله فقد فاز المتقون. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Inshallah, let us recite the morning dua together. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alamin. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala ali Muhammad kama sallaita ala Ibrahim wa ala ali Ibrahim innaka Hamidun Majid. Allahumma bika asbahna wa bika amsayna wa bika nahya wa bika namut wa ilayka an-nushur. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. La yadurru ma'asmihi syai'un fil ardi wala fis sama' wa huwa as-sami'ul alim. Raditu billahi rabba wa bil islami dina wa bi muhammadin nabiyya. Allahumma zidni ilman nafi'a wa rizqan tayyiba wa amalan mutaqabbala. Ya muqallibal qulub thabbit qulubana ala dinik wa ala ta'atik, khasatan limumtaz banu wa arifin aris. Ya Rahman ya Rahim ya Jal Jalali wal Ikram. Allahumma yassir lahuma wa la tu'assirhuma. Allahumma ja'alhuma minal qanitin wal qanitat, minal zakirin Allah wal zakirat, wa minal syakirin wal syakirat, wa minas sabirin was sabirat. Allahumma adkhilna jannatak wa ajirna minan nar. Allahumma akhtim lana bil husnil khatimah wa la tahtim alayna bis su'il khatimah. Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanah wa fil akhirati hasanah wa qina azaban nar. Wa sallallahu ala Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Amin ya rabbil alamin. All praise due to Allah Rabbil Alamin for His blessing, His mercy, His guidance. May Allah keep on showering His mercy upon all of us, especially for those who always show mercy to one another for the sake of Allah Rabbul Alameen. May Allah make it easy for all of us to go through the trial of this life. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala steadfast our iman, give us patience, make us people who are thankful to Allah upon all the blessing that He have given us since the day we were born. And we are still receiving the blessing of Allah, but in the same time the blessing of Allah will come together with trial and challenges. We ask Allah Rabbul Alameen to make it easy for those who are not well. Mumtaz Banu, sister of Sis Nilofa, and also by the Arifin Aris, who have been very istiqamah with all of us, especially Sunday class, without fail. When he was healthy, he never failed to miss to be in the Sunday class. Alhamdulillah, very consistent. The one beauty thing that Allah have given him, he is an old man, but he loves to call azan. Allahu Akbar. There is something very special in him that is also an encouragement, motivation for the young one. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala keep his heart strong, his mind still remember the good thing that he have learned. Even they can't respond to us now, but they can still respond to Allah Rabbul Alameen. For the family, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give them extra patience, never give up hope, and always pray for the best. The best can be keep on living. The best also can for them to go back safely, back to Allah Rabbul Alameen. In the Quran, normally we always start by saying, Ya ayyuhallazina amanu taqullah haqqa tuqatih wa la tamutunna illa wa antum muslimun. Even Allah is there to remind all of us who believe in Him, strengthen your belief by being more committed in your Deen, have more taqwa, then make sure that none of us die until you learn how to submit to Allah. Everything that we have in this life today, the luxuries, all the provision is just temporary. Happiness also temporary. The one that is going to be everlasting is when we find peace with Allah, when we submit to Him. Allah reminds us in other ayah, remember yawm la yanfa'u malun wala banun. There will come a time, a day, nothing can help you and nothing is beneficial to you anymore. Even your property, your saving, you can't make use of it anymore. Your children can be a test to you. They can help you too. The only thing that can save us at that point of time is your heart. The Allah said, يَوْمْ لَا يَنْفَعُ مَالٌ وَلَا بَنُونَ إِلَّا مَنْ أَتَى اللَّهَ بِقَلْبٍ سَلِيمٍ. Except those who have trained their heart to submit to Allah, to be connected to Allah. Because once our heart stops, that means it's time to go home. So we ask Allah Rabbul Alameen to strengthen the heart of those who are not well because of heart still function, so that each breathing they remember Allah. And for us who visit them, don't forget to whisper to their ear and remind them, La ilaha illallah. A very simple, short but powerful. Sometimes we like to read a lot of things for those who are not well, but we forgot the important thing. Quran is beneficial for the living. For the deaf, there's nothing that can help them anymore. Because Quran is a guidance for the living. The deaf is that the deeds that they have done will help them, inshallah. One thing that I'd like to share with all the sisters and brothers, today you don't have brothers, alhamdulillah. Sometimes no brothers are so good. Allah reminds us, هو الذي أرسل رسوله بالهدى والدين الحق ليظهره على الدين كله ولو كره المشركون. In Surah Saf verses 9, it is He, Allah, who has sent His messenger with guidance. What is the difference between a messenger and just normal people like you and me? We were not given guidance until we want to seek for guidance. Prophets, Allah give them guidance. And the guidance is Deenul Haq, is the religion of truth. Deen is a way of life, religion, al-haq, the truth religion. The true religion, in order to make it prevail over all false man-made religion. Before the truth was revealed, there's a lot of falsehood, tradition, culture. There is very deep rooted to every tribe and every nation. Arabs, non-Arabs is the same. We are very involved in tradition and culture. But when the religion comes in, Allah said to make it prevail over all false religion. However hateful this may be to the disbeliever. Sometimes we don't like to abandon our tradition, or culture, tradition, you know how. But Allah is telling us the Prophet is not here to entertain us, to tell us, okay, you want Islam, no problem, you want your tradition, no problem, everything goes parallel. No, 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 no. When religion comes in, the truth is there, falsehood must go. وَقُلْ جَاءَ الْحَقُّ وَزَهَقَ الْبَاطِلُ إِنَّ الْبَاطِلَ كَانَ زَهُوقًا. Allah make it very clear. When the truth appears, falsehoods must go. You cannot mix. That's why Quran is a furqan, a criterion to guide you, to make it clear to you, to me, and to all the believers, and the non-believer also must learn. Oh, this is how the Muslim will behave. This is how we will organize our funeral, our wedding, our this, our that, our way of life. It's very, very important. That's why the ayat of Qul Ya Ayyuhal Kafirun was revealed, to make it very clear, we are Muslim, the other group are not yet, so we have guidance, they are not yet, and we have our way to solve our problem based on our guidance. Even they don't like, neither we like sometimes. Even we don't like the truth sometimes, because it's against our norm. But that is the truth. And when you submit to Allah, then you find the inner peace. Now you free yourself from this dunya attachment. We want dunya, but dunya is not our means. It's just a platform for survival. That's all. Each time when you want to find happiness with dunya, you suffer more. Normally, you depend on your children hurt you more. Yeah, you depend on friend, the friend betray you. You depend. When you depend on someone, Allah will leave you, because this is what you always depend on. Allah wants us to depend on Him. We depend on His creation, so He leaves it to you. This is your choice. But when you learn how to depend on Allah, Allah will give you the strength, and then inshallah you move forward. Why must we get so upset because of dunya? Because we need dunya. But why must we get so upset because of dunya? And we fight all the way because of dunya. The unrest that caused a lot of people suffer today, the killing of the innocent people, because of dunya. Either you're crazy over power, you're very selfish. Yeah. May Allah protect all of us. Ameen. Brothers and sisters, inshallah, no brothers, sorry again. Yeah, sisters only today, alhamdulillah. Today, we should be continuing on page 182, 182, under the subtitle Manner of Performing Prayer. We have learned how to prepare ourselves. Since the day we fall sick, we know what to do. And then when a person passes away, we know what we should do. If we don't have the knowledge, the proper knowledge, in performing it, we have to engage those who are good, who understand the Sunnah, because at the end of the day, we must remember the Prophet said, Man amila amalan laysa alayhi amruna fahuwa raddun. Whoever do an act of worship that is not taught by our Prophet, that means it is not an act of worship. Because anything to do with ibadah, Allah Rabbul Alameen have sent His Prophet to show us. Anything to do with ibadah, something is fixed by Allah through the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. We don't have to make any changes anymore. Just have the knowledge and act accordingly. Now, when somebody passes away, after we wash the body, shroud the body, we are preparing for the prayer. The faster, the better. For the believing man or woman who pass away, they love us to arrange everything fast. Because why? Because Allah have make them feel, the angel have whispered to them, no worry, no fear, Allah will reward all of you with Jannah. Remember the ayat of Allah, Inna allazina qalu rabbuna Allah thumma istaqamu tanazzalu alayhimul malaika alla takhafu wa la tahzanu wa abshiru bil jannati allati kuntum tu'adun. Allah said, for those who believe in me and they are very istiqamah, consistent in their belief, that means their faith towards Allah do not change. It grows stronger and stronger. When Allah tests them, it increases more. Allah said, tatanazzalu alayhimul malaika. Before they die, Allah will send angel upon them and whisper to them, Allah takhafu wa la tahzanu. No fear, no worry. No fear, no worry. La takhaf wa la tahzanu. Wa abshiru bil jannati allati kuntum tu'adun. The duty of the angel is to whisper to them, Allah have prepared Jannah for all of you. What is there to worry? No. It's that everything is ready for you. There's nothing for you to worry. Oh, I didn't pack. You don't need to bring any of your dress. Your dress is prepared. Everything is there. Toothbrush, no worry. Everything is there. You just come home. Simple. Allah said that. لا تخاف ولا تحزن وأبشروا بالجنة التي كنتم توعدون. Why Allah send the angel to us? نحن أولياؤكم في الحياة الدنيا وفي الآخرة. Because when you were in this life, you always depend on Allah. You always connect yourself with me. Allah is telling us. You make Him very happy. You please Allah above anyone else. When you do that, Allah is so pleased with you. That's why Allah said, I will help you. I will protect you. I will reward you. So why are you worried? You're going back to Almighty Allah, and Allah is so pleased with us. So the only thing we have to ask ourselves, we have been learning, have we increased this understanding? We have. Do we have a deep understanding about what we have learned? Like how the companions have developed a deep understanding. They don't attend classes like all of us, 1 after 2 and then 3 and then 4 and then 5. No, but they are committed. The little they know, they act upon it with confidence. And when they are committed, it brings up their personality, and they are not just good for themselves. It brings goodness to towards others. They are good now for themselves, and it becomes fruitful for other people because they are going to share the knowledge with others. That's how Islam keep on growing from before. Because whatever the Ummah have learned, and they had the deep understanding, they act upon it. Like I always say to a lot of people who memorize the Quran. When I was in Penang, I just came back from Penang yesterday. We have the Shura meeting, still talking about tahfiz. I said there are so many tahfiz it's mushrooming, and sometimes the people who start this mahad, they themselves are not tahfiz, and in the same time they are very young, 22, 24 years old. They want to have their own mahad. It become a business today. Everybody want to find money. Oh, people seem sympathy with the tahfiz. Okay, I want to build this, I want that. That is not correct. But in the same time, I say a lot of people memorize the Quran, read the Quran, may understand. Maybe 80% of the tahfiz today don't understand what they are reading and what they are memorizing. 80%. Now, for those who have understood, how many percent who live with the Quran, by the Quran? It did not change their personality. Their mindset is still the old mindset. They look down upon others. They cannot reach out to the non-yet Muslim. They become very hard, very proud sometimes. Oh, you see, I remember Quran, my sound is so beautiful, I can be imam, people will be, will love me when they recite, when they hear my recitation. Everything is for dunya. They don't have deep understanding. The companion, they have deep understanding. Allahu Akbar. This is what we want to develop, inshallah. Whatever we have learned, brother and sister, mashallah, we only act upon it. It's beautiful. Yeah? But don't get confused again. A lot of things is changing today. The shaitan is playing their role. We are having a discussion that they are going all out using Muslim to go against the true Muslim, using a Muslim who are involved in cult, tariqat, Sufi, to go against people who follow the Quran and Sunnah today. Very, very sad. How can you call yourself a Muslim and you go against people who follow the Quran and Sunnah? It's impossible. A Muslim must follow Quran and Sunnah. If you say, I'm a Muslim, I don't follow the Quran, I don't follow the Sunnah, I follow my Sheikh, I follow my Guru only, then Allah says, اتَّخَذُوا أَحْبَارَهُمْ وَرُهْبَانَهُمْ أَرْبَابًا مِنْ دُونِ اللَّهِ. There is a group of people who have appointed their leaders, their scholar, their imam as God beside Allah. It's happening again. So that's why we have to have more patience, strong. We must be together. Our duty here is to protect the Deen. By protecting the Deen, you protect yourself. You protect yourself. Without protecting the Deen, you will destroy yourself. Because the Deen here is to guide us. Yeah? The religion is here to guide us. Manner of performing prayers. The general hadith from the Prophet ﷺ is very important for all of us to understand. When it comes to prayer, the Prophet give a general command. Sallu kama ra'aytumuni usalli. When you want to perform the prayer, you should perform your prayer, because the word sallu is command from Allah, from the Prophet. And Allah have said, وَمَا آتَاكُمُ الرَّسُولُ فَخُذُوهُ وَمَا نَهَاكُمْ عَنْهُ فَانْتَهُوا. Whatever Allah's messengers want you to do, accept it, follow. Whatever He forbid you, stay away. This is what the command of Allah. And then the Prophet said, Sallu kama ra'aytumuni usalli. The command from the Prophet, pray as you have seen me pray. Now people may question you, have we met the Prophet? Have you seen the Prophet? How dare you say you should pray, follow the Prophet, and how you seen the Prophet perform the prayer? But the character of the prayers of the Prophet is been recorded in Sahih Bukhari, Sahih Muslim. Everything is written under the topic of Sifatus Salah, the characteristic, the manners of performing prayers. Number one, all the prayers require all of us to stand. Qiyam. One must perform the janazah prayer standing up, because this is the only manner reported from Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Unlike the regular prayer, the janazah prayer does not involve ruku' or sujud. The other prayer you have ruku' and sujud. Maybe it's a bit difficult if you cannot go down for sujud, you have knee problem, then of course you cannot perform the prayer by going down. Maybe you have to sit on the chair. There is an important reason for this. Since the body is laid in front of the praying people, ruku' and sujud action would appear to be performed for it. That means if you have the mayat in front and there's ruku' and sujud, it's like Muslim who are living is praying towards the dead person. We don't pray towards the dead, we pray to Allah. We are praying for them. So that's why janazah prayer is unique by itself. No ruku', no sujud. Because we are not allowed to perform prayer which is prohibited by Allah for the dead. That means the prayer with ruku' and sujud. From this we see a serious common error. The body is brought into the masjid and laid in front of the people. And that's why people have understanding, majority of the masjid here, alhamdulillah, if the deceased is somebody, normally they have organized an area to put the body. But now when you are somebody, the body always there earlier and wait for somebody, because VIP always have VIPs to come. Then it may take time. But alhamdulillah, most of the authority on the mosque here, they put the body aside, the veranda or behind, no problem. Because Zohar may come in, normally the prayer, if close to a Fardu prayer, they would like the funeral prayer to be performed after the Fardu prayer, because the people is there, it's easier. Like Jum'at, sometimes Jum'at, the body is there, but they put the body at one corner, or behind, or in a room first. We have no problem, but don't put in front, because we are going to pray Zohar. So if you put in front and then you are praying Zohar, this is certain action that the Prophet disallowed. Then people will say that they are worshipping the dead people. We are not worshipping anyone, we are worshipping Allah. But if the mayat, the disease is being put in front, then you should not pray a Zuhur first. You better pray a funeral prayer and move the body, put it in the van where they want to carry the body to the graveyard, and then you pray a Zuhur. That should be the proper way. Number of takbir, I have mentioned earlier. The number of takbir should be made 4 or more, up to 9 takbirat maximum. And there is some opinions, it is better to vary the number of takbir, making 4 one time, 5 another, 6 another, and so on. But in the same time, the more popular one is to move to 4 takbirat, because this is more frequently done by our Prophet ﷺ. Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu, hadith had been cited earlier, which he reported that the Prophet ﷺ made 4 takbirat when he performed prayer for An-Najasi, the king of Abyssinia, who died as a Muslim, and the prayer was performed as Salatul Mayat Ghaib, without the body in front of the Prophet, and the Prophet have the knowledge that no one performed prayer for him, because no one know that he became a Muslim, even his own family. This may happen to all of us sometime. The revert, they become a Muslim without informing their parent, without any document. So when somebody passes away like this, we don't have to fight for the body. It creates a lot of problem, unnecessary problem. And the worst thing that happened to us today, we are so naive. Even we are majority, we are still naive. Compared with when we are minority, we have been oppressed. Our right is not being honored when you are in a minority area. But when we are in majority area, we are still oppressed. This is very weird. We have cases that people revert who pass away, documented, you have all the document, but when there is a fight for the body, we lose the case. Very strange. I attended one case many years ago with all the document to prove to the court. They brought this matter to the conventional court, and they overruled the Sharia rule. Why? They say, because the family said, he has been praying with us, he eat like us, he live like us. Is hearsay. The man who is not there to represent himself anymore. We have no problem. If there's no document, we are not going to do anything. Even with document, we fail. Can you imagine what's happening to us? People have no respect to our right. People challenge us while we are living until when we die. How can this thing happen? Why? Because we like to please a lot of people, to the extent we are going to trade our religion, our principle. It's too bad. Yeah. But thing is improving, inshallah. Yeah. But like I said, when the deceased is a Muslim, we know, but no document. The parent have no idea, don't fight. The best thing you can do is to talk to them nicely. Sometimes people fight, you know why? Because we also have problem. We Muslims don't have wisdom. We don't have wisdom. You want to show your authority too fast. you create fitna to yourself. Use a lot of wisdom. There are many ways to solve problems. For my people, to arrange a funeral, you have to spend a lot. It burdens the family members. Why not you just tell them nicely? You don't have to spend even 1 cent. You may get some donation. Everything will be taken care by us if you allow us to arrange the funeral for him. Maybe. Sometimes, you know what happened? We inform them. Oh, now if he is a Muslim, you all are not. Property gone case. You cannot inherit, claim anything from him. We know the majority of my people, they live for dunya. Anything about dunya, they are going all out. And you're going to highlight the dunya again. Astaghfirullah alazim. You shouldn't even inform them about this. If they say, how about you? That can be arranged later on. Use your wisdom. That's how we do things. This dunya have no value sometimes. Remember when Sulh Hudaybiyah, the Prophet, he came with a lot of the war booties, ghanima. And those who came to Islam and those who are inclined to Islam, who are not against us, he gave them a lot of dunya. Cattle, sheep, anything that he got, he gave. To show them we Muslims are not for dunya. You want dunya, we give you dunya. To the extent that not yet Muslims say, wow, how can you say this man is bad? He keep on giving me. Oh, he's a good man. Only good man will give me thing. Bad men don't give us thing. And because of that, they become a Muslim. Allahu Akbar. We need to have a lot of understanding. Yeah? I'm talking about the Najasi. Yeah? Ibn Abbas hadith been cited earlier too, in which he reported that Prophet Muhammad made 4 takbirat when he performed a prayer for a man who was buried during the night. Just to inform us that you can bury the deceased at night if you have the means, if everything is been organized. Yazid bin Thabit hadith has been cited earlier too, in which he reported that Prophet made 4 takbirat when he prayed over a woman in her grave. And then that's why you can go and perform prayer for those you miss. The funeral prayer and the mosque house, you can go to the graveyard and perform the funeral prayer for them. Only that prayer is allowed, without rukuk, without sujood. A Sahabi hadith has been cited earlier, in which he reported Prophet Muhammad made 4 takbir when he prayed over a poor woman in her grave again. Now why the Prophet performed this prayer in the grave? It's because the Sahaba, when somebody passed away, and if the Prophet is not around, or the Prophet is fast asleep, Prophet sleep very early sometimes. If there's no other thing to do, after Isha, he take rest. But daytime, he work very, very hard, calling people to Islam. We also work very hard, but for ourselves. We spend so many hours cooking, preparing food, and then do a lot of chit-chatting. The Prophet always thinking how to bring Islam across the people, how to save more life. There's the duty of the Prophet. At night, he is going to make prayer and sleep. I love to sleep very early, but the earliest, always 12:30. Very difficult to sleep early. Why? Number one, because my activities become lively at night. Because a lot of Student today is not like student before, because student before they don't attach with dunya so much. Student today, they are very dunyawi, they have to survive, so they have no time in the daytime. But alhamdulillah, a Wednesday class, the sister are very consistent, alhamdulillah. Yeah. So it's like the teacher have to adjust according to the time of the student. Yeah. But we don't mind, yeah, alhamdulillah. And that's why night become our day. You come back from our classes sometime 11:30. Then we may have a last cup of coffee, yeah, or green tea. Keep ourselves warm again, and then want to sleep. Want to sleep, you have to do other things sometimes. But alhamdulillah, yeah. It's important for us to have the right understanding. Yeah. Where are we now? Grave. Yeah. So they don't inform the Prophet. The next day, the Prophet don't see the people that he normally, yeah, sees them. So the Prophet asked, what happened to this person? What happened to this lady? I don't see her this morning, who normally come to the mosque and clean the mosque. Then they say, Ya Rasulullah, she passed away yesterday. Why don't you tell me? Oh, you were asleep, we don't want to disturb you. Show me her grave. And that's how they show the grave, and then the Prophet will go and pray, yeah, on the grave. That's how it happened. But if he is aware, he will participate. Yeah. And if he is there, he don't participate, there's a problem. There's a problem. The Prophet will not pray for two reasons. If the person have debt and none of the waris want to, yeah, take over, be responsible. Number two, if the person is a munafiq. That means Allah had informed the Prophet about this hypocrite, so the Prophet will not perform the prayer for them. But the Prophet never stopped others. Only he, as a leader of the Ummah, don't participate, so that if people ask him, then he will explain, so that people will take this thing seriously. Don't take that lightly, and don't take munafiqin lightly. Yeah. Who is among the Prophet that the Prophet shared the name of the munafiqin? Yeah. Remember? Who is the man that the Prophet shared all the names of the munafiqin to him? And then when the Prophet passed away, Abu Bakr, Omar, if this guy do not attend, Abu Bakr, Omar will excuse himself. Fadal, brother. Huzaifa, mashallah, alhamdulillah. Yeah, the brother is right. It's Huzaifa, who is from Yemen. Yeah, alhamdulillah. So when Omar become the Caliph, he become the most, yeah, he have the Khalifa with him for more than 10 years. Yeah? So when Huzaifa, he is around, but if Huzaifa do not present himself, Omar excuse. Yeah. But again, for all of us to say, you are munafiq, it's not that easy, you know. It's not that easy. Because you don't like him, munafiq. It's not. Not because you like him or not. No. A munafiq man means that Allah knows that in his heart, he's against Islam, but outside, oh, I'm a Muslim, I'm with you, we pray like you, we fast like you, we do everything like you, but inside, I'm not with you. And who knows better than Allah? And Allah informed our Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He guided our Prophet. Yeah? But we can have some signs of munafiqeen. Yeah? The Prophet make it very clear, if whoever have 4 the characters, confirm 100% munafiq. Remember? Good. So I do have to remind you again about the 4. Yeah. When he speak, he always lie. When you promise, when you say inshallah means not coming. Yeah, he lied with the name of Allah. Number 3, when you trust him, you are just waiting for your own disaster. He will not show you that he is trustworthy. Then the 4th one, yeah, we have a lot of people today now like that, who claim to be a scholar, a Muslim, a learned person. When they argue with you, they are not talking about what proof, evidence you have. They just want to win. And they are very wild in using their word. They attack you, they don't have respect to you, they don't honor you as a Muslim anymore. As though as you are khalas. To them, like you are not Muslim, they treat you worse than they treat a not yet Muslim. To a not yet Muslim, they respect, they are kind to them, they honor them. To you as a Muslim who follow the truth, they will show disrespect, they will belittle you and say that you are not one of them, you are out. Ahli dalal. Can you imagine you follow Quran and Sunnah, they say you are not right. You are not in the right path. You are not ala siratul mustaqim. They are the right Muslim. The one who don't follow Quran Sunnah is the right Muslim. Astaghfirullah al-azim. Astaghfirullah al-azim. Abu Umama reported that another one of the Sahaba told him in Janazah prayer, it is recommended for the Imam to make takbir. Number 1, recite Fatiha, all silently. Number 2, then salawat upon the Prophet ﷺ. Then you pray for the deceased, making dua. On the 3rd takbir, and finish by saying a silent salam to the right, and those behind him should do like their Imam. So this hadith is telling us salam for funeral prayer sufficient by just give salam on the right. And that's why if you go to the Middle East, sometimes you see some Imam in Makkah, Medina, they only give salam on the right, no left, because it is also one of the Sunnah, the Prophet ﷺ. But also there are some hadith the Prophet give right and left. So those who also do that, it is also a Sunnah. We like to do the one to the right only. Why? Because this is not used and exposed to a lot of Muslims. So we want them to be exposed. The norm 1, the 2 is very common. So we let it be done by other Imam. For we will try to expose the other Sunnah so people are not ignorant about the other Sunnah. Yeah? Sometimes it's important. Yeah? You remember like Dua Iftitah, normally Allahu Akbar Kabira wa Alhamdulillah Kaseera is known to everybody, but the one that is not known to them, Subhanakallahumma bihamdika wa tabaraka asmuka wa ta'ala jadduka wa la ilaha ghayruka, that's not known to a lot of people. Allahumma ba'id bayni wa bayna khatayaya kama ba'atta bayna mashriq wal maghrib. So sometimes we expose this so that people are aware of the other Sunnah. Yeah? We don't want people to go again following one Sunnah and go against another Sunnah. We don't like that. Yeah? Az-Zuhri, one of the narrator of this hadith, said that another young Sahaba called Habib bin Maslama confirmed the same. Abdullah bin Abi Awfa reported that Allah's Messenger ﷺ used to make 4 takbirat. Abdullah bin Abi Layla reported that Zaid bin Arqam radiallahu anhu used to make 4 takbir over their funeral, but he made 5 once. He asked him about that. He replied, Allah's Messenger ﷺ used to make them 5 takbirat, so I will never leave them off for whoever's word is. It's a Sunnah. When there is a Sunnah, you have the right to implement it. But it's not a Sunnah, please, when somebody alert you that it's not a Sunnah, no proof, then you stay away. And this is important. You can be firm when you have dalil, but when you don't have dalil, you thought that is okay, but somebody come and remind you and prove to you that no, then humbly you must accept the truth. Don't argue. When you argue, you want to win. Oh, this is done by my scholar, my imam, my sheikh. My sheikh cannot be wrong. Then you know one of the signs of hypocrisy is there. Yes, easy. And they're very wild in using that word. They curse you. No, then you know it. This is not a good Muslim. A good Muslim will not do it. A good Muslim are always hayyinun layinun. Very simple, very what you said, soft person, not hard. Humble, soft. When you show them evidence, their respect towards the truth is so great. If Allah says so, what is there for me to argue? If the Prophet have mentioned in the strong hadith, what is there for me to disagree? Who am I? There is a humble Muslim. Remember what the Prophet said in Sahih Muslim, لا تدخل الجنة من كان في قلبه ذرة من كبر. No one can enter paradise even if they have an atom of kibr in their heart. And what is the kibr? The Prophet explained in this hadith. Yeah, it's not because you wear expensive clothes, garment, yeah, you wear expensive ring or watches, no problem. Anything that's beautiful will cost more. If you have the means, no problem. But it's because of too bad attitude. بَطْرَ حَقْ غَمْتَ النَّاسِ. You know this is the truth. The ayat is there. The hadith, authentic hadith. You just brush it off. No. You go against the truth. Oh, this is kibr. That means you think that you know better than Allah and you know better than Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Gone case. Ghamtan ala nas. And you like to look down upon people. Who are you to tell me? Are you ustazah? No. You don't even speak Arabic and you want to tell me what is right and wrong. What have the truth to do with Arabic? There are so many Arab who are mushrikeen. There are so many Arab who are Nasraniin. Example, the truth is the truth. It may come from your children. It can come from your driver. Are you going to, hey, please remember who you are? I am a driver, of course. I don't deny my job. I'm a driver. But I'm a Muslim. And the Prophet said, Deen nasiha. Religion is to remind each other. Example. You see some of the companions, when the hadith is there, they don't bother whether people like or they dislike. I will do. I'm not here to just to please you and go against the Sunnah. No. But the fourth also is highly recommended because it's what been performed by the Prophet, the four takbirat. Yeah? Abdullah bin Mughaffal reported that Ali bin Abi Talib prayed over Sahal bin Hunayf, making 6 takbirat. Then turned to them and said, he is from the people of Badr. Yeah, that means he did not die in the battle of Badr, but he participated in the battle of Badr. Yeah? Al-Quma came from Sham to Iraq. Sham is where Syria is today. And said to Ibn Mas'ud radiallahu anhu, your brother in Sham make 5 takbir over their funeral. Would you specify for us a certain number that we would expect to make behind you? Ibn Mas'ud was silent for a while and then said, in your funeral make as many takbir as your imam make. He gave a general one. He didn't make it clear. He gave a follow the imam. If the imam 4, imam 5, imam 6, imam 9. For those who have knowledge, it's easy for them to follow. For them who have no knowledge, no man. After 4, subhanallah, subhanallah, He said Allahu Akbar, he behind him, Subhanallah. He said, our Imam today have problem. You know, I remind him Subhanallah so many times, he still add more takbirat. What kind of Imam is that? And this happened to me when I was in one of the country. You know, I didn't do that. Something happened over there, and those people asked me, what do you think, Sheikh? There's some young people came and be Imam for the funeral prayer and they made 9 takbirat. Should we follow him? Yeah, I said, how many takbir? 9 takbirat. I said, you should have asked him. You don't have to wait so long to ask me. He is the one who's leading you on. You should have asked him. That if he can show you the dalil, that is right. It's not difficult. Ask the person who is doing it. You go and ask other people. They went and ask other people. They say, wrong. This is what group? Ahli dalal, ahli bid'ah, khurafat, khalas. By following the Sunnah, you've been branded as ahli bid'ah. Because they are not used to it. But also, I think the young guy who just came back from learning, he had the knowledge, but he forget to inform the Jama'ah. Just inform them. Majority don't know. Of course, when suddenly you go 9, you go 5, at least they thought you may forget something. You go 9. I think the rest don't follow him anymore. They just can't follow. The best thing is the Imam. When you want to do something, like how the Prophet, he always remind them. Saf, remind them the Saf. Make into 3 rows for funeral prayer, example. Remind them about the adab Saf. Remind them. And today we are going to do 4 takbirat. But normally here we always do 4 because it's easier. Yeah. But even to do more, I'm just saying if you want to do more. It's like sometimes when I perform the obligatory prayer as an Imam, I want to make more dua in the last sujood. So I will alert the ma'mum. Inshallah, in the last sujood, we will make a longer sujood because that is the best place to ask Allah for anything you want. For aksara dua. Not only the last sujood, you can ask Allah in any sujood. But we recommend the last why, so that your focus in your prayer is still there. You know this is the last. After that, you sit for tahiyat akhir. But if you start to make a lot of dua in the other sujood, after that you may forget which rak'at I am. It creates a lot of confusion. So make it easier, the last one. So I will alert them so that they don't get confused. And they wait so long after reciting 10 times Subhanallah A'la, the Imam is still sujood. What is happening to the Imam? Yeah, things can happen. He can have got heart attack and he's down there, collapse. Many things can happen. You should alert the people. Like you want to recite ayat tilawah, sujud tilawah. You want to make sujud tilawah. You know, majority of the makmum today don't memorize Quran. Especially the woman behind. You cannot feel whether the Imam is making a ruku' or making direct sujud. And the Imam after recite, he hit the ayat of tilawah, you don't even know the ayat sujadah, and then he Allahu Akbar, he going sujud, you Allahu Akbar ruku'. And then after ruku', you know Imam should say what? Sami Allahu liman hamidah, and the Imam from sujud, Allahu Akbar. Where is Sami Allahu liman hamidah? And you don't know what to do now. Maybe when he said Allahu Akbar, you also say Rabbana lakal hamd. It's common because you do not know. It make the prayer and the congregation confused. It's good for Imam to let them. Please remind the Jama'ah. If you want to make something that is allowed by the Sunnah, but it's not something that normally been done. So alert them, give them the knowledge. They are prepared, inshallah. Abdul Khair reported that Ali radiallahu anhu used to make 6 takbirat for the people of Badr, 5 for the Prophet's other companions, and 4 for majority of the people. Musa bin Abdullah bin Yazid reported Ali prayed for the Abu Qatada, making 7 takbirat, and he is one of the people of Badr too. Abdullah bin Zubair and Abdullah bin Abbas, yeah, hadiths have been cited earlier in which they report Prophet Muhammad made 9 takbir when he prayed for Hamza, who died in the battle of Uhud. Yeah. So with all this authentic report, one has the choice of making any number of takbirat from 4 to 9 without going over 9 or under 4. Yeah. As for reports claiming that towards the end of his life Allah SWT did not make more than 4, none of them is authentic. 4 is authentic. That to say that the Prophet do not pray more than 4 is not authentic. Yeah. So this is one of the things that I like to remind the sisters and and one brother who just joined us. So now it's easy for us to remember it is possible to do the takbirat for janazah prayer 4, 5, 6, 7 or 9 takbirat. Yeah? Now there's no 8. So when there's no dalil on 8, you don't stop at 8. And this is important. 4, 5, 6, 7, 9. As all of them are recorded in authentic hadith and is an act of the prophets and the prophets' companions. Yeah? Now how to do this? Just an example again. Raising the hands. The scholar agreed that the hand should be raised with the 5 takbir or 4 or 6 or 7 or 9. And Nawawi said, Ibn al-Munthir said in his 2 books, Al-Ashraf and Al-Ijma', the ulama have a consensus that one should raise his hand with the first takbir, but have differed in regard to the other takbirat. And that's why sometimes you see the Imam, I also do that most of the time, Allahu Akbar, and I recite Fatiha, Allahu Akbar, I don't raise up my hand anymore, Allahu Akbar, I recite the dua for the janazah, I don't raise up my hand anymore. So this is also one of the Sunnah, yeah, from our beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The hadith of Ibn Abbas below preventing the raising of the hand is weak. Meaning, there are some other hadiths now to show us that it is also okay if you want to raise the hand for each takbirat. Yeah. And there are authentic report that some of the Sahaba raised their hand in each of the takbirat. If one believed that they learned this from the Prophet ﷺ, one should then raise his hand in all of the takbirat. Abu Hurairah reported Allah's Messenger made takbir for a janazah, raising his hand with the first takbir, and then he put his right over his left hand. Normally, it's like qiyam, yeah? Right, left, and the chest. Yeah? Ibn Abbas reported when praying over janazah, Allah's Messenger used to raise his hand with the first takbir, but did not do after. That means, it never means that it is not a sunnah. According to Ibn Abbas, sometime when the Prophet was there and Ibn Abbas was there also, and Ibn Abbas don't see the Prophet raise the hand, yeah, except for the first takbir. That's why he said that. Neither Ibn Abbas is wrong. He is just quoting what he was exposed to. Yeah? You remember the hadith that I shared with you when some Sahaba, people asked then about Salatul Duha, and they say, I never seen the Prophet miss Salatul Duha. You remember the hadith? And then when they asked Aisha, Aisha said, I never seen the Prophet perform Duha. Just the opposite. But you know that the Prophet never stay with Aisha always. Neither he is with that companion always. Sometimes he walked with this companion, this companion was with the Prophet, and the other companion was not there. So when he was with that particular companion, he prayed duha. So the companion, obviously, he never missed dua. So it happened. And when he was with Aisha, the time he was with Aisha, he did not perform. That's why this is called Sunnah fi'alihi wa Sunnah tarqihi. Sunnah that is an actionable, and also he abandoned it, also a Sunnah. Just have some understanding. A lot of people now, after they learn for some time, and then they exposed to other teachers, then they get confused because they forgot what they have learned earlier. Albani said, we did not find in the Sunnah anything calling to raising the hand in other than the first takbir. Thus, we hold the opinion that it is not permissible. Albani made a comment on that first. This is the way of the Hanafis and other, and was adapted by Shawkani, the author of Fathul Bari. Fathul Bari is the tafsir of Sahih Bukhari, and Ibn Hazm and other scholars. And Ibn Hazm said, it has not been reported that Prophet Muhammad raised his hand with any of the janazah takbir other than the first. Thus, it is not permissible to do this, an action in the prayer that has no supporting text from the hadith. It was only mentioned that Prophet Muhammad said takbir and raised his hand with every rising of descending motion, but the janazah prayer does not have rising and descending. That is the general hadith, Sallu kama ra'aytumuni usalli. When you perform the prayer, fardu or sunnah, they got ruku' and sujud. Normally the Prophet will raise his hand at 4 areas. The takbir for the first ihram, raising the hand going down for ruku', raising the hand after the ruku' for iktidal. For the normal prayer, have ruku' and sujud. And also raising the hand from the tahiyat awal to the third rak'at. That is from the sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ. However, we do have an authentic report regarding raising the hand in all the takbirat from a sahabi who was most jealous to imitate Allah's Messenger ﷺ in all of his action. And that is Abdullah bin Umar radiyallahu anhuma. Al-Bayhaqi recorded that Ibn Umar used to raise his hand with each of the takbir of the janazah prayer. There is now, people make a further research, and they found there is one. And Abdullah bin Umar is known to a lot of the companion. He just loved to follow whatever the Prophet does. Some Sahaba, if the Prophet wear this type of sandal, they also wear that kind of sandal. If the Prophet like to carry certain kind of thing with him when he's traveling, like a mirror or a comb, they also want to know what kind of comb that the Prophet used, and they want to just have the same one. They love what the Prophet loved. Some Sahaba is like that. No problem. So he is known for that. So then Albani, when they discussed this matter with Albani said, whoever believed that Ibn Umar would not do that without a guidance from the Prophet, he may then raise his hand. At first, Albani said no. Because that is what he was exposed to. But later on, when people discussed with Albani, rahimallah, one thing is good for the early scholars is the real scholar, when you show them a dalil, that they may overlook, because nobody can say, I memorized, I'm exposed to all the hadith. Hadith in Bukhari sometimes is not in Hadith Muslim. Hadith in Muslim sometimes is not in Hadith Bukhari. They are great scholars. You don't say they are wrong. They just record what they were exposed to. You remember the hadith I just want to share with you, just for knowledge. People say, if you go to Mecca for Hajj or Umrah, and you are performing prayer in front of Kaaba, that means you can see the Kaaba. Then there was a hadith that when you can see the Kaaba, it is a sunnah. There are more reward for you to perform your prayer looking at Kaaba. And the hadith was collected by Abu Dawud in his book. Because he was exposed to one hadith earlier about that. So he said, it's highly recommended to look at the Kaaba when you are in front Kaaba. But later on, he realized, where other scholars discussed with him, that that hadith is not authentic. The authentic hadith, when you perform your prayer, you remember we are not worshipping Kaaba. Kaaba is just a qibla. You know, you just look at the place where you put your forehead. Mahali sujud. So the Prophet ﷺ does that, and then but he have quoted that hadith earlier. So what do? They re-quote again. To say that whatever I've said earlier, I have pulled back my word. Follow this, the second dalil. Scholars who are humble will do that. I before argue with a lot of people in the 70s when I was still in Penang. From the early 70s to the late 70s, whoever add this word in rukuk and sujud, I said, is a bid'ah. Why is that? Wa bihamdi. Subhana rabbiyal azim wa bihamdi. Subhana rabbiyal a'la wa bihamdi. I say the word wa bihamdi is not authentic. Because that is what I was exposed to. I also was exposed to that when a person dies, nothing benefit him anymore. Khalas. Everything cut off. Don't talk about the sadaqah, don't talk about the waladan salih yad'u lahu, nothing. Why they said? Because Allah said so. Wow. Very powerful evidence. But this is hadith. Authentic hadith, one of the condition of authentic hadith, la tatanaqud ma'al Quran, cannot contradict the Quran. One it contradict, you don't recognize it as authentic. Because the Prophet will never say something against Quran. The argument was very interesting, you know. So it makes sense to me. In Surah Al-Isra, Allah said, وَلَا تَزِرُ وَازِرَةٌ وِزْرَ أُخْرَى. No one will carry the sin, the burden of another person. Everybody will be questioned by Allah based on your own doing. How can your son do something and then you get something else? No, cannot be. Then, another ayat, وَأَلَيْسَ لِلْإِنسَانِ إِلَّا مَا سَعَدْ. Human will not get anything except what they have earned while they are living. That is yours. Two powerful ayat. What to do? For laymen like you and me, wow, this is dalil, man. So we go all out. No, you add wa bihamdi, khalas, bid'ah, no more sunnah. After many years, then we will discuss again. It's not that it's not been discussed early, only we are not exposed to that discussion. We don't have to discuss new discussion today, no. Everything has been discussed. Everything about ibadah, aqidah has been discussed by all the great scholars. We don't have to break our head, want to discuss again. Then you are going to create more fitna. Then people show me, Albani also came about this hadith, that there is an authentic hadith. So I have to go and talk to my people I fight before. Say, you are right, lah. Alhamdulillah. So they said, that's why. You all are young people, you know nothing, you start, Alhamdulillah. Yeah, we have to accept it. When the truth is there, you cannot just ignore the truth because of your own pride. Or I've said that before. You have to pull back, you pull back. Yeah. This is very important. Yeah. So this is some sharing, so we are aware of. When that's authentic, but for you as a normal people, you may not know to differentiate authentic or not. So you have scholars who are close to you, you can double check with them. Yeah? Just be humble and check with them, inshallah. Yeah? So this is very interesting. Yeah? Albani came up with a statement, whoever believed that Ibn Umar would not do that without a guidance from the Prophet, he may then raise his hand. So that's why the raising of hand also is a sunnah. Yeah. Yeah. Both is a sunnah. One or the 4 takbirat. Yeah. And commenting on the above hadith, Abu Hurairah and also At-Tirmidhi said, this is an odd hadith. The ulama have differed about this issue. Most of them from among the companions of the road and others took the position that one should raise his hand with each takbir. This is also the opinion of Ibn Mubarak, Shafi, Ahmad and Ishaq. Others say that one should only raise his hand with the first takbir, which is the opinion of Al-Thawri and the scholar of Al-Kufa in Iraq. In general, both is a sunnah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So now we know even the salam, right, also one of the sunnah without the left. And if people want to sit on the right and left, you can do that, no problem. But it's good to expose, yeah, the thing that is not so common, so people are more aware. The one that is common, you don't have to expose anymore. It's known. The one that is not common is good for you to expose if you are the imam. But say, example, the imam only raise one. The second, the third, the fourth, he don't raise his hand. Can the ma'mum raise? Can the ma'mum raise? Follow the imam is the takbir, to say takbir. Yeah? You are still following the imam, you are saying takbir. Only the raising of hand, no problem. No issue at all. If they want to raise. Yes. Yeah, it's okay. Because both is a sunnah. Yeah. Both is a sunnah. That's what I'm going to share with you so that you have a better understanding. That means you don't fight for that matter anymore. Only the people who don't see you raise, they may want to ask you why. And that is the time you expose to them the other sunnah. That's how it goes. Yeah. Nothing that can be accepted, then we accept. Think there's no other way except one, then we say one. It's just like, you know, all this dua iftitah and the tasbih, ruku' and sujud. If the imam recite different, you want to recite the other, can or can't. That's how it goes. Yeah. Inshallah. Oh yeah, no. If salam, he salam twice, you salam twice. Yeah, salam you follow because there's the ending. The beginning and the ending you follow. But in between is okay. Yes, wait. Assalamu wa rahmatullah. I can't hear you. Can you pass the mic to the sister, inshallah?
Assalamualaikum, Ustaz.
Assalamu warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Back to sujud and rukuk just now. Just now you say when we rukuk, we cannot say Subhana Rabbiyal Azimi wa bihamdi. So it is just Subhana Rabbiyal Azimi, is it?
No. At first, in the earlier part of my learning, I said no. But then we found out there is also authentic hadith on that. Yeah.
So that means even sujud also is the same.
Yes.
Okay.
Adding wa bihamdi is okay.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah,
okay, because we've been doing it for years. And
of course.
Okay. Thank you.
I was taught with that. I begin with wa bihamdi. Then later on, there are some scholars say no. Wa bihamdi is bid'ah. So I also said bid'ah. But later on we realized no, it is also sunnah. I also have to come back and say it's a sunnah.
Okay, thank you, Ustaz.
Naam, alhamdulillah. Naam, Sister Rohani, okay. Sujud tilawah. There's nothing to rectify. It's an extra sujood. If you don't follow because you do not know, alhamdulillah, your prayer will be valid. Just join, continue. Yeah. Only you get confused a bit because you are going to make rukuk already. When you say Allahu Akbar, you are going to rukuk. Only when he stand up again, Allahu Akbar, you got panic now. I know. You got panic, and then he going to recite again the surah. So then you realize, for people who have knowledge, they realize, oh, just now he was making sujud tilawah. But it's highly recommended, wise for the imam to alert the ma'mum. Guide them properly. You are the imam, the leader, what you want to do today, make them aware of it. Now, yeah. Yeah, of course. Memang. No, yang lelaki yang nampak pun macam tu ya. Because they are not prepared. Suddenly Allahu Akbar, they are going down, Allahu Akbar, rukuk. Now, Sunnah. Now. Announcement. Janazah is highly recommended. You can abandon the sunnah. That sunnah you abandon. You remember, I give you a general guideline. Any Jama'ah prayer is highly recommended more than an individual prayer. You remember the hadith that the Prophet even said about the fardu prayer. Iza aqimu salat fala salata lahu illa maktuba. When the qama for the Jummah prayer is been announced, no sunnah prayer can be continued. Stop and follow Jummah. Now this announcement is for the Jummah funeral prayer. And that's where you come in, you just stop. Yeah, correct. Over the individual prayers. Faddal sis now. Oh, okay. Correct.
So we've always understood that this only applies to the fard prayer.
Yeah, for the fard prayer.
There are other scholars that say this applies to all prayers. Where is the dalil?
I think they use the general dalil because the Prophet said about the 100,000. See, 100,000 is always.
Each prayer.
Yeah. Each prayer is for each fardu prayer.
So where is that one?
No, because the prayer that talk about haram is the congregational prayer. Is the congregational prayer. Haram don't have a prayer by yourself. Haram is always congregational prayer. You remember that the Prophet said the best prayer is at home, except the fard. Except the fard, that's what the Prophet. Even the sunnah prayer is highly recommended to pray outside the mosque. If you're given a choice to pray in your room, pray in your room. No, even men.
You're supposed to do your fajar before you go to the mosque.
Correct.
Alright, so
That's the general guideline. Yeah. Yeah, sometimes they say. The salat, always remember when the Prophet emphasized the salat in the masjid, he is referring to the fardu prayer. Because the Sunnah prayer was only recommended, if possible, to be at home, outside the mosque. We don't have our house in Mecca, but you have a room. Pray in your room, if you have the time. The problem is, if you pray there today, and for you to walk out, you may miss one rakat with the imam, because it's a distance. So that's why you go there. It's not that you cannot perform the Sunnah prayer in the mosque, but highly recommended in Sahih Muslim to pray outside the mosque. Generally, yeah. Correct. Yes. No. When you are in Kaaba in Mecca, the best thing for you to do is tawaf. Because there's the only place you can do tawaf. Naam, sister. Pass the mic. Pass the mic.
Assalamualaikum Ustaz.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
How to be khushu when we perform our salah?
I don't hear you properly. Can you raise up your voice louder?
How to be khushu when we perform our salah? Khushu dalam
Khushu.
salah.
Okay. You know, sisters, that to gain success, in whatever we do in our life, Allah put condition. Number one, Allah said, "Qad aflahal mu'minun" in Surah Al-Mu'minun. Allah is saying to us, those who have iman, the right faith, he will be a successful person. You must have iman first. Iman means you must have the faith. Towards who? Towards Allah. Iman towards Allah. That means whatever Allah wants you to do, you just do first. He knows best. That faith is important. Number two, if you say, I have faith in Allah, what is the sign? How can you prove to at least to yourself, I have faith in Allah? Allazina hum fi salatihim khashi'un. That you must be connected. Anyone that you have faith in, that you love, you must be connected. And that's why Allah said after faith, قَدْ أَفْلَحَ الْمُؤْمِنُونَ الَّذِينَ هُمْ فِي صَلَاتِهِمْ خَاشِعُونَ. The next thing of a person who said he love Allah, he have faith in Allah, is he must stay connected to Him. How to connect yourself? Your 5 prayer. And then Allah said, your prayer should be performed with khushu. This is where the question from the sister. How to gain khushu? Now, khushu will only come in when you have knowledge of what you do. Al-ilm qabla amal wal qawl. Remember, knowledge comes first before action and recitation. When you have the knowledge, example, the knowledge of the movement in the prayer. And the 17th, inshallah, this month, we are having our course again on how to stay connected with Allah in the best manner. It's a day course. Whoever have been with us, alhamdulillah. Whoever not been with us, you are highly recommended to join this course. It's a very important course. From 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. It's a day course. Perfecting my salah. Now, khushu always come in when you have the knowledge. You know the movement of the prayer, also knowledge. It's like you're doing exercise. When you know how to do your exercise properly, you benefit from that exercise. Now you know the movement, you know the meaning of the recitation. Of course, at the end you must have ikhlas. Yeah? It's like what The Prophet said, "Anta'budullah ka'annaka tarahu, fa illam takun tarahu fa innahu yarak." When you worship Allah, you must have the feeling that you see Allah, but you can't, because the dunya is so strong. There's a lot of hijab between we and Allah, because food come in, mall come in, friend come in, so many things come in between. But you must remember, and the incoming call again, when you are connected to Allah, you must offline with other things. We cannot off our line always. Every line is on. So there's a lot of interruption. Then Allah Rabbul Alameen, that the Prophet said, you can see, but you must have the faith. Allah is looking at you. Your movement. That's why the Prophet don't like people who perform prayer and their eye moving around. There's no more khushu. When your eye go like this, outside, no more khushu. When your eye go like this, no khushu already. You know you're looking at time. Now your concentration, what's the time now? There's no more khushu. Khushu is you try your level best not to move unnecessary. But when you feel itchy, no problem. You can scratch, nothing wrong. If not, you're going to jihad again. No problem. Yeah. Example. Khushu will only come when you have the knowledge about the movement in the salah and also the meaning of the recitation. I give you one simple example. Says why Allah said in the Hadith Qudsi, "Qasamtu as-salah ila qisman, qismu li wa qismu li abdi." Only this surah Al-Fatiha, Allah said, I divided this surah into two parts. One for me, one for my servant. And then Allah is telling us the flow of the conversation. You said, Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Allah is going to respond, Hamidani Abdi. Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim. Asna alayya Abdi. Malik Yawmiddin. Majjadani Abdi. Then we say, Iyaka na'budu wa iyaka nasta'in. Hazi bayni wa bayna abdi wa li abdi ma sa'al. Two way of, how do you feel when you are talking and the body responds? How do you feel? You feel good? You feel close? No. And that's why the adab of reciting Fatiha according to the Prophet, ayah wa ayah, don't wasal. Yeah? You always waqaf, because that is the way of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. You got that, sister, inshallah? Yeah? Of course, then you improve for deeper understanding. Like I say, you understand the meaning. You see, until today, I dare to say majority of Muslims fail to understand the first ayat of Fatiha. Until today. Why I say that? Through their saying and their action. Allah is telling us about Him. And Allah reminds us to praise Him. And Allah said, Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. What is the meaning? Allah is reminding all of us, all praise is His. People may praise you quickly. Rabbana lakal hamd. Back to Him. People have the right to pray, you are a good guy, you are a good sister. That Rabbana lakal hamd. Back to Allah. And who is Allah? Rabbul Alamin. He is the creator of the world. He is not only our God. He created every single creation. Who created the Chinese, the Indian, the European, the Arab, the non-Arab? Allah. But the way we talk about Allah, mine, not yours. Kita punya Tuhan, bukan kamu punya Tuhan. What are you talking about? Allah said He is the Lord of the universe. He created everyone. Even they are not yet Muslim, is Allah's creation. Do you know what time we are living today? And what period we are now? What period we are in, sister? We are living in the period of Ummatan Muhammadiyah. We all are in the time of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. There's no prophet after him. So the zaman, all these are ummah. The ummah of the prophet only divide two groups, the majority. Those who know him, believe in him. Those who do not know him, don't believe in him. But this is the zaman of Ummah Muhammad. Ummatan wahida. We are one ummah. Only one who believe and one who choose not to believe. Because until today, when we know in the time of the Prophet, the companion, the great scholars, Abu Hanifa, Malik, Shafi'i, Hanbali, none of them celebrate the birthday of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. None of them have Mawlid. But later on, people introduce this Mawlid. But after introducing, later on, it become a public holiday. Earlier, there's no public holiday. It's just a celebration. Okay, I will always say to a lot of people, we have been celebrating the Mawlid of the Prophet for centuries. Okay, I ask them, when you have this kind of function, do you invite everybody to come and listen to this man? Get to know this man, or you just celebrate among yourself? Most of the time we celebrate among ourselves. It will be beautiful if we use this platform to have an assembly where the leaders all will come down. Of course, the leader will come down with other leaders who are not yet Muslim. This is a public holiday for the nation. Let us get together and get to know who is this man that we celebrate today. A lot of people have no idea that Muhammad was sent to them. And Allah said, وَمَا أَرْسَلْنَاكَ إِلَّا رَحْمَةً لِلْعَالَمِينَ. We never send you, O Muhammad, except to bring rahmah, mercy to the world. Not only to the Arabs or the Malays or the Muslims. We fail to even understand Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. I don't go further than that. If you only understand what we are reciting, our attitude, feeling have changed a lot. Our mind is very open. We always welcome everybody. We feel for everybody. We are like a big family. They are far, we get closer to them. They are ignorant, we give them the knowledge. They are living in darkness, we give them light. Show them the way. We don't do that at all. That's why I always remind my students, please be committed, get involved in a lot of our da'wah activities. That's how we spread the word of Allah. وَأَمَّا بِنِعْمَةِ رَبِّكَ فَحَدِّثْ. Nikmat, the truth, Islam, we must share. Don't keep it to yourself. Yeah. Lastly, brother, Zakam.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi. Faddal.
So you mentioned that we should follow Quran and Sunnah. Like, every Muslim agrees with that. The one question I have is that it's very general. Like, if anyone is against Quran and Sunnah, they're not really Muslim, because how can you be against Quran and Sunnah? So I was myself, when I started practicing and learning, I was saying way of the Salaf, follow Quran, Sunnah. But then I learned that most of the opinions and everything is bin Baz, Albani, and them was always being quoted to me. Follow the Sunnah, Quran. And then I learned that Imam Shafi, Imam Abu Hanifa, that I started saying that these people are much more knowledgeable. Everyone agrees that they're the best of the best. They're the first three generation, you know? No. Why am I getting the Quran Sunnah from a 21st century scholar who never lived under Khilafah Sharia in one of the most fitna fasad time in the history of Islam? I have respect for him. His knowledge is amazing. No. And then instead of the Imam Shafi, so then I said I'm going to follow school of thought. And then some brothers like, don't fall blindly. You're falling blindly. This is evidence. This is hadith. Look, Bukhari. I'm like, that's very hypocrisy, because you're following a sheikh also. Your madhab is Albani. You don't mention that it's a madhab, but you're following whatever he says. That is your school of thought. So I said, why should I follow him instead of the first three generation, and who are much more knowledgeable, much more better, and hikmah and everything? But one thing to say, I'm just a layman, that's why I'm asking you. And I'm having issue with myself with this. And I said that I know Imam Abu Hanifa is not perfect. I know he said that if there's a hadith, throw my opinion on the wall.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is that I said, okay, then how will I choose? Or do I choose Ibn Uthaymeen's opinion, or I choose Abu Hanifa's opinion? So I said I'm going to follow Abu Hanifa. But if there's 3 other madhabs that says like everybody says, because you know they're not perfect, they're going to have some mistake.
No.
If I got to know that someone tells me everybody said this, then I don't follow that. So that's my question.
Okay. So if I understood your question correctly, I just want to affirm. Yeah? It so happened you attended the class today, and we quote some of the saying of the scholars, their opinion. Normally, we hardly want to quote that. When you have the Quran and the Sunnah clearly, we just quote the Quran and the Sunnah. And when there is nothing clear cut from them, when there's some opinion, the book here actually is a collection of few things that we as a student of knowledge should be exposed to for just information, to know why there's some opinion like this, why there's another opinion. Now, all the great scholars, all of us know, have said we are a human being like all of you. We can be right, we can be wrong. Whatever we said is backed by the evidence, not against Quran Sunnah. Just follow. Whatever I said against, then just ignore our opinion or saying. Now, why sometimes we highlight all these great names? We cannot also ignore scholars. Those who are scholars, real scholars, we do not ignore them. Because by ignoring them, we are claiming I am a great scholar. Again, you know. So when you humble yourself, no, I get some like Albani. Why we said Albani? For me, because he was my teacher. I learned from him. I cannot just ignore whatever he have taught me. But the Quran and the dalil that he shared with me is not from him. It's from the early scholar that he learned from. So in Islam, there is an adab. وَالسَّابِقُونَ الْأَوَّلُونَ. Those who are senior, pioneer, foremost, earlier, who are exposed to the truth they shared with you, you also don't forget them. But now, you are not following them. You are following the dalil that they have shared with you. But if you are not sure, somebody said, I was exposed to this imam, then you can do that, no problem first. But when then later on you encounter some discussion, it's not humiliation or people say, this imam is wrong, we don't say it. Only when this imam's statement so happened, don't back up with hadith. It's his opinion. It's like in the book of Abu Hanifa, Fiqh al-Akbar, in the book of Muwatta, Imam Malik, in the book of Imam Shafi you will come across some area, they will say, my opinion, Qala Shafi'i, Qala Imam Malik, example. Then you know they are very careful. When they say call, that means they don't have evidence in the particular subject. They just give their opinion. So then when you don't have other knowledge, there is the one you expose, is okay. There's nothing wrong with you. But you cannot say, here's the only right opinion. No, no. But later on when you expose, then alhamdulillah, then you start to change. Now, yeah, last one.
Yes.
Wait. He has something to continue.
Yeah, so Sheikh, you were saying that my opinion, Imam Malik says in Muwatta, or that they don't say from their own opinion, from their aql, they're saying from the evidence they've seen Quran and Sunnah, from Hadith, Quran, that's what they're giving, the evidence.
No, brother, it's not like that.
Why
did they say we are human like you, we may be right, we may be wrong? Because they know there are some area they will come up with their opinion.
Okay.
Because they are great scholars.
Yeah.
You see, different imams specialize in different field. Like what Imam Shafi'i said to Imam Hanbali, Anta a'lamu minni hadithan. Come to hadith, Shafi'i don't want to claim that he is specialized. He is not. He said, you are specialized in that matter. That's why you have Musnad Imam Ahmad. That's why you have Muwatta. But then they do have some kind of opinion when something arises at that time. People ask them as a scholar, and they don't have the evidence. So they will come up with ijtihad. That's why they have the right to ijtihad. Their ijtihad can be right. Their ijtihad can be wrong.
Yes.
But even they are wrong, they don't commit a sin.
Yes, Sheikh, like today's class you mentioned Albani 3 times because he was your teacher out of respect and everything. But like, don't you think it's preferable like to call instead of Ahmed bin Hanbal?
Oh yes.
Or like who?
No, wait.
It's like, you know, for
I like to comment on that. I know where you are coming from. It so happened we hardly thought. I'm just referring to a book.
Yeah.
The book that I refer to, what is written, I share with the people. But I'm not here to promote Albani, no. Yeah? Please understand that.
Yes.
He's my teacher, yes. I respect him very well because I learn a lot from him. Yeah? A lot of hadiths that sometimes we read, we don't really understand. We get confused. Then we ask him, and when he explained, we feel Allah give him that deep understanding. It's not that not explained by the early scholar. It was explained, but we are not exposed to it. We are just exposed to who is in front of us. We cannot add Ahmad al-Hanbali now. He's not more with us.
But you mentioned everything in Ibadah and Aqidah is already written by great scholars.
Correct. But we are not exposed. Brother, Dalil is clear, but we are not exposed. You understand that? So, when somebody who are exposed explain to us and give us the Dalil, alhamdulillah, it make it easier. It make it easier for you and for me. But I'm not here to defend anybody. You can come up with Shafi'i, Hanbali, no problem. You can come with Shawkani, you can come with any other scholar. One they have the Dalil, I will follow. That's how simple Islam is. We are not here to defend. But so happened today, the Albani's name is mentioned in this book. It's just a collection. Yeah, it's not from me. I didn't highlight him. It's just what is been highlighted in this book. To be fair to the author, to be fair when we referring this book, we quote everything that is there and we share with the student of knowledge. I will continue later on. Now, last one. Last one.
Yeah. Okay. We always talk that Allah is God of the whole world.
Correct. Correct.
And then the word Allah itself is for everybody.
Yep.
So we as a Muslim believers, we say Allah, we use Allah.
Correct.
The non-believers, the Christian, they wanted to translate the word God into Allah. We just go.
Yeah. Now, the reason, when people want to politicize this word, misuse this word Allah, we say, please, no. No. That's the only thing we want them to understand.
The non-believers is trying to misuse the word.
Yeah, we cannot. We don't allow people to. It's just like, I give you a simple example. When we say halal food means halal, we don't want everybody to misuse this word halal when it's not halal. You know, because when the logo halal there to us is halal, suddenly you know there is not halal there. So you're going to create fitna. You must understand when you say halal, what is halal? When you say Allah, can you say Allah have a son?
Yeah, that's right.
And that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's why no. When you say Allah, Qul huwallahu ahad. That's all. Yeah. May Allah bless us. May Allah guide us, sisters and brother. And don't forget, if you all have time, extra time to commit with us, try to come forward. Tell us how you can participate in our da'wah activities, inshallah. Subhanakallahumma bihamdik. Ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.